Hello, my Bill 5000 Nation. How's everyone doing? Hopefully, everyone's having a great day. If not, hope it gets better from here. All right, we are back with another Lazy Masquerade. This one is titled Six Most Haunted Forests You Should Never Visit. I know, probably not going to be the scariest one out there. Scary forests intrigue me. I don't know why. I generally don't want to be where that I'm gonna get the piss scared out of me. But Scary Forest, they intrigue me. I really don't know why. I'm excited. This getting today's story, guys. Turn them lights down low, put on something comfy, cuddle up with something special. Let's get creeped out. And maybe think about going into forest that we shouldn't go into. We are already off to an amazing zombie road. That sounds amazing. St. Louis,
Zombie
Missouri.
Road. If its name alone makes you want to stay well away from the place, then its reputation as being one of the most haunted spots in Missouri will make you want to keep at least 2 states distance.
No.
The road itself is actually close to access during the night, but that hasn't stopped a huge number of ghost enthusiasts from avoiding the patrols, sneaking in and walking the trail for themselves. Emphasis on walking, since it's effectively impassable by car nowadays, after falling into disrepair. The 2.3-mile trail takes you through a supposed
I mean, that is a very good way of keeping people from driving in there. Just let it go to shit. Nobody wants to drive in something they're going to get the car stuck in. And then who's going to tow you out? The police. Nobody wants that.
haunted forest, and pretty much everyone who grew up in St. Louis has heard about the staggering amount of ghost sightings there, along with the whole
If anyone watching this channel is from St. Louis, tell me if this is true or not. Let me know if you've heard this story. And if you believe in it.
whole host of other paranormal experiences. Accounts from people who have entered it are strikingly similar. They're consumed by an overwhelming sensation of dread and feel like they're being stalked whilst walking the trail. By this point, the majority of explorers turn back, but those brave enough to go deeper often report the sounds of footsteps following them, and strange figures standing at the edge of the woodland, watching them as they pass through. The history of the forest itself is a rather horrific.
Fuck that. That would creep me the hell out. I'm not even gonna lie. I mean, I want to see it. It's called Zombie Road. That sounds freaking cool as shit.
One. Railway workers who helped construct the tracks on the road years ago often died due to hazardous working conditions.
Oh, damn.
Some believe that the figures in the forest are the dead railway workers who rise from their graves at night to wander the woods. The woods are also filled with dilapidated shacks, abandoned and left to rot. One in particular, at the end of the trail, is said to be the home of the Screaming Woman, the ghost of an elderly lady who screams at those who pass by.
For one, that's creepy. As fuck. Okay, for two, was the houses built while they was doing the railroad for their crew that was working on the railroad at the time would have a place to stay, or was it like a homesteading situation, or I don't know. I just was it a little town that never came to fruition. We'll never know. Well, we might. Somebody might tell us.
Multiple hikers have reported seeing her, standing in the doorway of the shack, crying out to them. When they go
I'd shoot it in the face.
to investigate, they find that there was never anyone there to begin with.
For one, 6 feet. I ain't going up to the note now. For two, I would not got close enough to realize it wasn't there. It would just not been there. I would have shot it in the face from a good distance. I ain't dealing with some dead zombie thing screaming me in the face. That's rude. Probably quite stinky.
Some have even claimed to hear old-time music playing in their ears as they pass through. There are so many legends revolving around Zombie Road and the surrounding woodland that it's impossible to go over all of them in this video. But it's safe to say that many of those who go to see if the legends are true really wish they hadn't.
He did that good. That was creepy. Okay, if it's nothing but ghosts and shit like that, why is it called Zombie Road? That is ancient ass clickbait. That's rude. For two, is there zombies? He said there's. Then there's regrets and. If anyone lives in that area and knows whether or not Zombie Road is named after zombies that travel that road, let me know. I need to know. I've got to know. Doll Island. Now, we have seen Doll Island in, I think, a couple other videos that we've done on here. I don't know how much the backstory you're going to get on this, but there was a kid died, drowned. There was a fish, there was a doll, dude hung up doll, it's dead girl's doll. It was fish. End of story. Oh, dude eventually died. Yeah. Forget his name. Juan? Is it Juan? Juan.
Looking like the setting for a really fucked up Toy Story spin-off, the forest on Isla de las Monecas, better known as the Island of Dolls, is a truly creepy place. There are literally thousands of terrifying dolls hidden in bushes,
I couldn't
as
handle
well
that.
as hanging from trees and nailed to walls. Even more haunting is the reason that they are there in the first place. The caretaker of the island, Don Julian Santana
Dawn.
Barrera, found
Dawn. Dawn. I was close. Close. Not too far away in the alphabet. Get E for effort. Dolls.
a young girl's body floating in one of the island's canals. Shortly thereafter, he found a doll in the water nearby, which, more than likely, belonged to her. As a tribute and a sign of respect, he hung it from a tree, in his mind honouring her memory. Despite living miles from civilization in the middle of the forest, Don Julian started hearing whispering in the middle of the night, as well as footsteps and the agonizing cry.
You know, honestly, it could just be people walking through the jungle, being chased by like whatever big cat they have. I don't ask me why big cat. Mainly because I don't know what kind of big cats they have in that area, so I'm using the words big cats. But I just imagine it's nighttime, it'd be cats. I don't know why. I know other things can attack at night, but it's a big cat. And some big cats can sound like people crying.
Of a female voice. He became convinced that this was the young girl's spirit, which had now possessed the doll which she had hung from the tree. He blamed himself for not being there to save her, and now concluded that she was angry.
And I never understood that. Look, I understand it probably happened really close to his island. I get that. But how was he supposed to know? For one, where's this little girl's family? Why did they not have a better eye on her? For two, why is she in the water? As they said, he lived very far away from everyone else. She was probably in that water for a minute, which means she's probably dead for a minute. That is not his fault. He put too much guilt on himself.
Terrified, Don Julian began collecting even more dolls and placing them around the island in an attempt to appease her spirit. He continued to do so for the rest of his life, amassing so many toys that there's barely a spot left on the island.
Did anyone else see the fucked up Chucky doll? This one looks like it's got abs, bro. I wouldn't fuck with that one. That one looks like, you know, "Ugh, I'd fuck you up. Ugh."
Where a pair of lifeless eyes aren't watching you. His
Fuck off.
family say that he changed after hanging up that first doll, as if a supernatural force was driving him to do the same with more and more of them. 50 years after finding her body, Don Julian was mysteriously found drowned in the exact same spot where the girl had died. The island has become somewhat of a hotspot with travellers, despite reports of a mysterious whispering that can be heard all across it, sounding as if the dolls are talking directly to you.
Dude.
Many even claim that the soulless eyes of the decaying dolls follow them as they pass by, and that
No.
they've even seen their limbs move.
Out. I'm
More
out.
than just being
I'm done.
infested with insects, the toys are said to now not only contain the soul of the drowned girl, but also Don Julian's as well, keeping watch over the island from beyond the grave.
I would not want those creepy ass, lifeless eyes staring at me everywhere I went. That would just give me the heebie jeebies. The heebie jeebies, that's right. I I don't like that. I do not like that, for one. For two, I don't like none of it. For three, they should burn it down, the whole island. Just be done with it. And then pour salt over the whole damn thing. Just cleanse it with fire and salt. Cures a lot.
It's customary for those that visit to pay their respects by bringing a doll of their own and adding it to the island.
I wonder how many assholes has gone there and taken a doll of their own and it'd be like a blow up sex doll or something. And then like get murdered by the spirits that inhabited the island. If anyone knows if that's happened, let me know in the comments below. I would really like to laugh.
Collection.
Dow Hill Forest.
Dow Hill Forest in
India.
Karsang, India.
India. India. I don't know. I know there is a forest, China or Japan or I forget where. The suicide forest where like people go in there and some just to hike, never to be found. They'll end up finding them dead and they've killed themselves and they're like, no, they would never have done that. And then some people just literally go in there just to do it, which is very sad. But we was watching a Mr. Ballin video not too long ago where it's illegal to go into this town that was built, long been abandoned. Why why not make these places just illegal to go to and just put something around the whole damn thing? Be done with it. If you're that worried about people dying in there, killing themselves in there by some weird goony monster demon thing going into its butt and making them do it, then just don't let no one in there. Just let the demon thing have the forest. Let the demon thing have the tunnel. Let the demon thing have its fucking little cave. Just, sweep it underneath the rug. Act like it's not there. Out of sight, out of mind.
Has a very bleak backstory. It's been the site of a disproportionately large number of murders over the years,
Good God.
which,
Now we have a murder force. There's a force for every occasion.
according to locals, helps explain the paranormal activity that goes on there. The Victoria Boys' School can be found at the edge of the forest. During the
Why would you put a boys' school next to the murder force? That's begging for something bad to happen. That's like a setup to a very shitty, scary movie that you still watch because it could get better. It could get better.
3 months of the year when the school is closed and completely empty, the explorers and ghost hunters that have entered the building have claimed to hear footsteps echoing
At the boys' school, that's what I figured it out. They hear the ghost of previous murder victims. It drives the boys in the school crazy. They end up losing their fucking minds, killing more people in those woods, trying to like sacrifice something to the wood gods. And it's just a never ending bunch of shit. An endless cycle of shit. Figured it out.
through the corridors, alongside wailing cries and distorted laughter. These noises continue to follow them as they leave the grounds and exit the woods. But that's far from the worst part. Deeper in the forest, there's a section known as Death Road, with a very unsettling legend attached to it.
Death? Is the legend death? I bet it has something to do with death. What? Fucking death row. It's not going to be because of bunny rabbits. It'd be Rabbit Road.
Should you find yourself walking down this stretch of the woods, you may encounter the headless corpse of a young boy following you down the road. If you only hear his footsteps behind you, then count your blessings and don't turn around.
Why?
If he approaches from in front of you, or if you're just unlucky enough to lay eyes on him, he's said to follow you for the rest of your life, driving you into a deep state of depression. There have even been reports of people committing suicide after claiming that the headless child wouldn't leave them alone, even in their dreams.
I'm not one of those people. I'm gonna tell you why. I have 3 boys. They have aggravated living shit out of me for as long as they can remember. Poking in the eye, trying to wake me up. Like, poking me in the eye is an amazing idea. Little headless boy, he ain't got a head. That makes it 10 times more quieter. What you gonna do? Scream at me? He ain't got a head. So, no.
The reanimated body is believed to be the ghost of a young boy who once attended the school. Why he's missing his head is up for speculation,
Told you earlier. It's a never ending cycle of shit.
though the main theory is that he was one of the numerous people murdered in Dow Hill Woods.
Epping Forest.
My home country has more than its fair share of supposedly haunted locations.
England, governor!
Every old building, cemetery, and woodland seems to have its own ghost story linked to it. One place in particular that stands out as being exceedingly creepy, though, is Epping Forest in Essex.
If this is a photo of Epping Forest in Essex, Essex, whatever the fuck, that's pretty.
The forest can
Looks like a calendar.
be dated back as far as 8000 BC, and the tribal queen Boudica is even thought to have established a military base there.
Statue of Boudica and her daughters in London. Oh, the daughters are behind the words. I can see a face behind the O and the B. Who's Boudica? I like the name Boudica. Bro, that's a badass name. Boudica.
Its history is not only long, but sordid too.
Who's Boudica?
Due to how close the forest is to London, it's historically been where murderers would hide the bodies of their victims. The forest was even a hideout for the notorious highwayman Dick Turpin, who was eventually captured and hanged for murdering at least one man in those woods. Sightings of mysterious apparitions inside the forest.
It was known to have murdered at least one man in those woods. That was some notorious shit. Imagine if they was for sure he murdered too. You shoot on fucking sight, bud.
Have led many to speculate that the ghosts of these murder victims still wander the woods at night.
Probably.
Two notable ghosts
Die tragically, graphically, horrifically. There's other leads. I'm not getting into all the leads, but you know what I mean. I imagine your soul, spirit, or essence, whatever the fuck you want to call it, would be pretty damn pissed off and want to hang around and bitch slap someone. So yeah, I imagine it is on it.
that have been seen numerous times are thought to belong to a pair of young lovers. The two died in a murder-suicide 300 years ago in one of the ponds of Epping Forest.
Why? Why? What part of murder suicide is romantic? I know Romeo and Juliet. She drank poison, and then she fell asleep, and then he drank poison, and then she went. That's not romantic to me. Someone should live. Carry on the memory. Now let's just both go out together. Yeah, that's smart.
They're frequently sighted, slowly rising from the water. According to legend, that pond is said to draw people towards it, compelling them to drown themselves and whoever they're with. At night, war drums can be heard emanating from the forest, as well as the sound of march.
War drums? Why war drums? Was there a war? Is there war? Why is there drums?
Leading many to believe that the spirits of Boudica's dead soldiers still linger
It all ties back to Boudica. I don't know who the fuck Boudica is.
there as well. If you happen to be driving through Epping Forest, it's best to be on the safe side and avoid the Wake Arms roundabout. Bloody, corpse-like figures are claimed to suddenly run from the tree line towards your car, hoping to cause you to swerve and drive you into a fatal accident.
Just don't swerve. Run over the bloody corpse body. I've played video games. 50 extra points. I got this. I don't know how to even begin to pronunciate that in any way, shape, or form. I'm going to try. And I'm very sorry if I say something very inappropriately in another language because I'm trying to. Fuck it. I Gahara. Aoki Aokigahara. 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 Yeah. Aokigahara. That's it don't fucking matter. That's what it is now.
At the foot of Mount Fuji, you'll find the infamous Aokigahara Forest.
I was really fucking close.
If you ever go there, the first thing you'll be met with are signs with messages such as, "Your life is a precious gift from your parents." And that's because Aokigahara is the second most popular suicide spot in the world, where hundreds of Japanese people.
Is this the one? Is this the suicide forest? He said the one of the, like, is there two? How many damn suicide forces are there? It's fucking crazy.
Go to end their lives every year. In fact, suicides in the forest are so common there that the police conduct an annual body search where they retrieve as many bodies as possible, all in various stages of decomposition.
So it's like Easter. They just make a day of it. Go out there Easter egg hunting. I don't know how I would. I don't know how I would feel about that. That sounds disgusting and awful.
But worse than being one of the officers during these searches.
I'm sorry, I just, it's just the way. Man, that sounds fucking and worse than being one of the officers doing this. It is fucking awful.
Is being one of the forest workers stationed there. Should they discover a body, they're tasked with carrying it back to the local station and placing it in a room that exists solely to store suicide corpses. The work
No, no, no. Okay. If this person walked out there, killed themselves, how am I supposed to know why they did that? How? Did they do that because they did something really fucked up? Did they do that because they have something really fucked up? Did they do that because something really fucked up went into them and made them do it? Is any of this fucked up shit gonna get onto me when I pick them up? Because if this is a picture of the forest, I'm not getting a four-wheeler out there. I'm not getting a horse through most of that shit. I maybe be able to get a goat through it. But a goat ain't carrying back a damn body. I would not do that. There's not enough money in the free fucking world that would make me ever want to do that. I would definitely hate to be one of them. Oh, and imagine it's a place like the police haven't searched in like 2 months, and you're the first person to go out there, and everyone else is like, "Man, I'm so tired of carrying back dead bodies. I'm just not going to that section no more." Everybody's like, "Man, you want to go to the section that ain't really ever got anything? Go to this little section over there, and there's like 500 bodies, and you're stuck carrying them all back one at a time." How do you even make that a game to keep it interesting for yourself? One little, two little, three little dead people? No, you can't even make it. We could, but it'd be very disrespectful. Yeah, we can move on.
workers remain adamant that if left alone, the bodies of those that died in Aokigahara scream during the night. Some of them have even claimed that
Why would I want to go out there and pick that shit up if all it's going to do whenever we get back to where we're going and put in a nice little comfy little bed zipper metal thing, and it's all right, and you know that you're going to be reunited with your family. I mean, you're dead. I don't know how that works, but we can give them what's left of you, and everyone can be at peace. Why the fuck you going to scream all damn night? That's rude. I ain't touching that shit. They can stay out there. Let it just return. Return.
they've seen the bodies moving around aimlessly, allegedly in search of company. to appease their souls. The workers play a game known as Junken to see which one of them will have to sleep in the same room as the bodies. The forest is large, and due to how easy it is to get lost, many of those who go there to die
Rudolph will not be joining in any of those damn reindeer games. I'll tell you that right now. I am not going to take the chance on losing and having to sleep in there with some maybe demonic murder victim.
bring tape or string with them. They tie it to trees and use it to find their way back out if they change their mind about dying. Forest workers who follow this tape or string will almost inevitably be led to a decomposing body hanging from a tree. Even before these woods became Japan's most popular suicide location, its history was dark.
Oh God.
In ancient times, when food was scarce, people who became a burden on their family were taken to the forest and left to starve. The spirits of these abandoned people are said to wander the forest at night, and as such, these woods have become quite notorious amongst the ghost hunting community. I've left a link to a documentary about the forest in the description. Feel free to check it out if you'd like to know more about it.
I have to check that shit out. Oh yeah, Basiu. Basiu. I give up. That fucking word, whatever the hell that is, that's what we're talking about now. Transylvania. I probably don't want to know what the fuck that word was then.
Transylvania's Hoya Bashu, also
That word was Hoya Bashu. I mean, it probably is. I don't know. I don't know how you pronounce shit like that, like at all. But that's not how I would. I don't.
known as the Bermuda Triangle of
I swear, people, I'm smartish.
Romania, is considered by many to be the most haunted forest on Earth, and with good reason. Not only are there an immense number of supernatural stories about the woods, but even the vegetation itself appears corrupt.
Is this an actual picture? Why are the trees doing that? Someone had to do that, right? How do trees do that? It's like the Riddler came to town.
The trees grow in a particular fashion unlike no other,
Like an upside down question mark. Like the Riddler's been there.
and many of their branches and stumps are inexplicably charred.
Call Batman.
There's even a mysterious patch of land in the heart of the forest.
Was there an explosion of sorts? Could explain a lot. Maybe the heat. Maybe radiation. Maybe one side's growing faster than the other. Maybe beep. I don't know. I'm just guessing.
Shaped in an almost perfect circle where nothing at all grows.
UFOs. Fucking UFOs.
The soil's been analysed, but the results concluded that there's no reason why plant life shouldn't be able to grow there. Feelings of anxiety,
Look at that fucking tree. I didn't know what the hell it wanted to do.
extreme migraines, and the sensation of being watched are all reported from those who enter.
Yeah, that's a person with claustrophobic ism's fucking worst nightmare. All the damn trees are coming in to get him. That's a horrible force. No one should ever go there.
Things get stranger though, when some even return with unexplainable burns on their skin. When you're deep enough in the forest, it's reported that everything will suddenly become eerily silent around you. This silence will then be broken by the sound of female voices giggling. Sightings of apparitions are also commonplace. More than just ghost experiences, Hoya Bashu is well known for another type of encounter. In the 1970s, the forest became infamous after a large number of UFOs were allegedly sighted there.
Ghosts and UFOs. Those people just need to burn the whole forest down. Just start over. Just start over fresh, new. Go in there and Minecraft destroy that shit. Only option.
Mysterious bright lights have also been witnessed emanating from the woods, leading many to believe that the strange happenings there are extraterrestrial rather than paranormal.
Wouldn't that be some shit though? Okay, a little bit of a tangent. Stick with me now. What if the UFOs are bringing in these aliens and the aliens just look like ghosts? Just what we would believe a ghost would look like, but it's like they're just how they look. My brain melted a little bit. That's a rabbit hole for another day.
Perhaps the creepiest thing, though, is that there are stories of people experiencing missing time. Allegedly, a young girl went missing in the forest, only to emerge 5 years later.
Yeah. Like, she ran into the forest to get something and went missing and came back. Like, nothing had happened. Like, it was just whatever.
Wearing the same untarnished clothes that she was wearing when she went missing, and believing she had only been gone for an hour. The forest itself is even named after a farmer who entered the forest with a flock of 200 sheep. He never re-emerged, and no traces of him or his 200 animals have ever been found. They simply seem to have vanished from existence. As such, some people believe the forest to be a portal to another dimension.
What if that was true, though? Somewhere out there in the wild, wild cosmos, there's 200 sheep, and some poor dude is like, man, we took a wrong turn at Albuquerque somewhere, bruh. I don't know where the fuck we at no more. Don't even get cell phone service. Can't even call fucking AAA. Oh, all right. I really enjoyed that. I like that. I know I poked fun at it a lot, but that's how you know I like that. Pick a thing, dude. All right. Like I said, I really enjoyed that. That was a really good little story. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed it too. And if you did, think about going down there and hitting that like button. Knock it around a little bit. All right. And if you're a fan of the spooky, scary, strange, deranged, other dimensions, walking through portals, ending up in some weird alien Goonie monster world, think about subscribing. It might happen. It might happen right here on this channel. Or maybe it did. You should have already been subscribed. All right. As always, be good to one another. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye. Man, forest with portals. Suicide forest. Murder forest. You got the giving tree. What's next? Like the butthole fuckery tree? That's not one. I would never go walking in that forest.